Okay, so welcome all. I am Dawn with Dawn Lorraine Conscious Skincare. We are an award-winning organic skincare brand sold exclusively to the skincare industry, so spas, salons, estheticians, skincare practitioners, healing centers where they have a practitioner like a chiropractor, an acupuncturist who is licensed to do skincare in their state. So welcome all. Today is going to be a little bit of an open format. It's been a long time since I have done a Zoom. So I'm a little bit out of practice, so I might clunk around here a bit. Mostly I think a lot of us just got really burnt out on them. There were a lot of changes happening in the industry with the brand and my personal life. And so I took a halt from them for a while, or a break. The plan right now is to do this on the first Monday of every month and accepting holidays. And when there's a holiday, I will either reschedule it for the following Monday or that Wednesday. And I'm still letting people in here. So I want to talk a little bit about what's happening with Dawn Lorraine right now, what is happening with product updates. So we are officially celebrating the 10-year anniversary of Dawn Lorraine Skincare. I launched it in my kitchen, and there's a fantastic article on Lip Gloss and Aftershave about the the start of the brand and kind of where we've come. So when I started, I literally was making the products in my kitchen. I was printing up the labels on an inkjet printer, and I really thought I was just going to be selling it to my own clients. And the reason I created it is I had been an esthetician. I've been in the industry since, I'm trying to think, well, more than 30 years. I don't remember exactly what year I started. Early Alzheimer moment there. I've been in all different aspects of the industry. I've worked in day spas, I've worked in resort spas, I've worked on my own, I've worked in a hair salon. And I was a very kind of organic, crunchy person. I live in Northern California. I run around barefoot in sarongs in the summer. I've been an environmental activist. I've blocked roads to save the redwoods. I eat organic, I live organic. And yet I had been told that organic and natural products didn't work. The prevailing kind of opinion in the industry was that kind of product was just kind of nonsense. And I was using a lot of chemicals in my private practice, and I felt like I was out of alignment with myself. And so I started looking for something to use in my own practice, and I just couldn't really find anything that I loved, that I felt like got results, that smelled fantastic. Because as we all know, the first thing people do when we hand them a product and suggest that they try it is they open it up or they pump it and they smell that product. So that was really important to me. Also, I have an immune system disorder that makes me allergic to just about everything. So I'm very sensitive to chemicals and fragrances and, paint. I can't read the newspaper, car exhaust, all kinds of stuff, and seasonal allergies. And there were a lot of brands that I just couldn't use because I couldn't tolerate the scents. And so that process started with me just batching stuff in my kitchen. I literally would buy kind of neutral bases that had ingredients I liked in them, and then I would add to them. And it has now grown to a brand where we have won a ton of awards. Every time it happens, I don't know why, I'm still always in shock. I mean, I was in shock when I first launched it, how much my clients love the products. It kind of surprised me. And it still surprises me. And last year, with Associated Skincare Professionals, Skin Deep magazine readers, we got second place to Eminence, the biggest organic brand in the industry. I know you're all familiar with them, and I have the utmost respect for that, how they have really paved the way and created a path that I could follow in. This year, I would love to win that. So make sure you go over to ASCP and vote for us. I don't remember when the voting ends, but you can vote for us as indie, best indie brand, best organic brand. You can also vote for your favorite individual products. And then of course, all the other brands on there that you love, make sure you vote for them too. There's some great people in our industry. So that's a little bit about me and the brand. And then I want to talk a little bit to some of our existing estheticians that have been with us a long time about some of the changes that are coming. First of all, this whole year is about celebrating the 10 years. And as many of us experienced the COVID pandemic and the lockdowns and the changes to our lives and impacts on our industry and how it affected us personally, really caused me to reflect so much on what are the things that matter to me? How do I want to spend my life? I'm going to be 60 in a few years, and I'm moving into that end of my life where, what is my legacy? What is it I want to leave behind? How do I want to find balance? And so one of the focuses I'm going to be bringing into just about everything this year as we move forward, both in training and at trade shows and with the brand, is work-life balance. How do we find that balance between, having a career, whether we're a solo or we own a spa, or maybe some of you even on here might be wanting to start your own brand, which please, if you are thinking about it, do it. The more organics and naturals we can have in the industry, the better. But how do we balance that with our personal lives in a way that's fulfilling, in a way where we do not negatively impact our families and our health? For me, what I noticed is much of my life, I was a go-getter and I overworked and I pushed, even in my younger years, I got into weightlifting and I overdid it and have a lot of injuries. And there's a tendency when we are a business owner or a go-getter, or we're starting our own practice, or we're creating something that we've always wanted to create, to get out of balance. And how do we navigate that? And so some of the changes that are going to happen with the brand over the next year are very much in relationship to that. So I have moved us to a completely 4-day work week. I'm a really big believer in people having time off for their mental and physical well-being. Also, I think people actually do better work when they work less hours and they aren't under that pressure of an 80, 90, 100-hour work week. And some studies are showing actually that a 4-day work week is really ideal. So I've pushed to that. I do want to get the industry's feedback because we've been doing Monday through Thursday. Some people have suggested that we should have it be Tuesday through Friday. Any feedback you have on that, please don't hesitate to send me an email, pop me a message. But please don't message me on Facebook and Instagram. It's so overwhelming. I don't have time to respond to those, but I am at the email constantly all day long checking email. So that's a good place. I have it on my phone. Well, actually both my phones and on my laptop when I'm working. We're going to do some trade shows this year, but I'm going to keep it limited. I'm going to shoot for only 3 or 4 a year. I don't want to try to do them every month. As much fun as they are and as much as I love them, they're also really exhausting and require a lot of planning and then kind of recovery afterwards. So we will be at Vegas. We will be at the San Jose show, Face and Body. We will be at the Florida West Palm Beach IECSC show. And then we're going to be at the Portland show, the Oregon Aesthetic Show, which is a very small new show. If you don't know about that one, definitely check that out. I'm also going to be looking through the line at, are there things that aren't really moving, that don't sell that much? And, could we take those out of the line just to make it simpler? I have tried really hard to make the product line really simple for you guys, to keep it small enough that it's really manageable so that you can really learn all of the products and use them well. And that also helps in terms of your investment into the brand. We also have no minimums, as many of you know. That way, if you want to just try us out, or you have another brand you really love and you're just filling holes in what you need, or you want to carry different options for your clients, those are all available. So I will be looking at that. And if I'm looking down a lot, I have my notes here so I don't forget anything. We've run into some challenges with supply chain issues, which I know you're all familiar with. And I will say, our customers, all of you guys, are so freaking amazing. all I have to do is explain that and people get it, and they're so kind and so loving and supportive, even when they maybe had to wait for something that they, really wanted. Um, because of that, it's been hard to get some ingredients. It's been hard to get formulas. We previously worked with a lab who was doing our peel prep. Suddenly the price on that quadrupled. I couldn't justify bringing it back in, and we're working with a new lab on something new, but everyone in the industry is experiencing challenges with getting ingredients, getting packaging. I'm now stockpiling things like lids because sometimes I go to order things and they're just not available and their projected date is 6 months out. So we are going to have to make a couple changes in the brand. And it's kind of frustrating, I will be honest, because right before COVID hit, I had just switched to working with a lab. We were going through the whole line. We were reformulating each product as we worked with them to take over production, because up until then I was doing it all with the help of my team. And now we've run into some issues with getting some ingredients. So there will be changes. So keep an eye out for that. It's mostly in scent blends that we can no longer get. So I am working with the lab and actually still in my kitchen. I bring things home and work on them to update some of the products. So we will definitely make sure you're aware of that, but just especially those of you who have been carrying us for a while, I know it can be frustrating when you are used to something being a certain way and the texture might change slightly or the scent slightly. And really that's just because we work with a small organic lab and they don't have the buying power that mainstream brands do. And so they are having the same frustration we are with trying to source ingredients. Let me see. I will be reworking the training manual. Some people have asked me about that. I had planned to do that over the Christmas holiday. And then as some of you know, we had the storm of the century hit. I was without power for 16 days and I have a whole new level of appreciation for the people who pioneered this country and lived without power. Because at the end of 2 weeks, I had nearly lost my mind. So I will be doing that. I know that it's not updated. I know there's issues. I very much appreciate you all when you email me and you're like, I found this typo or this still has the wrong ingredients or whatever. Thank you. I love it. Please don't hesitate to do that. Oh, and we're going to be doing a lot of giveaways. So keep an eye out on our social media. We are going to be doing a lot of giveaways this year as part of the 10-year celebration. I will be uploading some new headers and things like that to the files on Google so that you can also celebrate with us and you can, put out anything you want to about our 10 years. So I think we have everyone here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up to questions, but I'm going to try something a little different. I mentioned this at the beginning. Some of you may have missed it. Welcome to all of you. In the past, when I've done the Zooms, every time someone comes up with a question, we get these weird glitches with the video and maybe it shows them and it's just their name. And some people have expressed, I don't really want my name up on the big screen. So I'm trying something right now with this Zoom recording where I'm going to have you just put your questions in the chat box and then I will respond to them as they come up. And if you don't know how to use the chat box, on your screen, you can scroll down and hover down at the bottom and you'll see where it says chat and there's a little window you can open. So I want to make sure everyone has access to that. I'm going to pop it out here so I can see it. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Hold on a second here. I'm opening up. Well, now it only wants to give me a pop out. Again, I haven't used Zoom in a while, so I'm there's a way to keep it off the screen. I've got the chat popped up in the middle of my screen. I don't know if that's what you guys are seeing. So what I want to do is answer questions you have. What I'm going to do for just a minute here is Yes, so someone just put in the chat box, I'm only able to send a message to you, not have it to all participants. Exactly, that's what I'm experimenting with, is the chat box is set so you can put a question in there and then I can respond to it. So I know there's a lot of you that are fairly new to the brand, and then we have a mix of people who are have been with the brand a lot longer. So I just want to open it up to any questions you have. Going forward, I will have specific topics, but since we haven't done this in a while, I wanted to just kind of open it up to general, anything that you want to ask about the brand, specific products, peels, protocols, any of that. So I'm only seeing one message in here. Make sure I've got the settings right. I think I have the settings right. If you all would please put a message in the chat box that you can actually see the chat box, that you can actually comment, just to make sure that you guys are able to, because you never know, there's always technical issues. Okay, so I have a question. What is your timeline for a new protocol? Okay, this is a great question. So as many of you may know, I'm working a lot with Esthetician Connection. When trade shows weren't happening, I decided to work with them, and I love them. I love them. Everyone there is so amazing, and working with them is great. So new protocols that we come out with are pretty much right now just through them. I'm not featuring things other than that because they're such a great avenue for that. So they do seasonal and almost monthly sales, and we will be participating in every single one of their events. And for each of those, I come up with something that is theme oriented or seasonally oriented, and that's going to be your go-to for new protocols. Let me know if that answered your question in the chat, and if it didn't and you have further questions, that's great. Okay, I have another question. I see there's a bunch of people saying hi everybody. I know, it's so great to connect again. I'm looking forward to trade shows and seeing your beautiful faces in person. So someone asked, where can I find your professional protocols or descriptions and ingredients lists for the professional ingredients? Okay, so there's a couple answers to that question. Thank you for that. When you sign up with a wholesale account with us, we send you what I call our welcome letter. And in that welcome letter, there are links to access those. Additionally, you then have access to the wholesale part of our website, and you have access to the drop-down menu that includes wholesale resources. And if you click on wholesale resources, you'll see at the top of that page, it automatically pulls up videos like this one, which, as I said, some are clunky because Zoom is just clunky. And then there's a bunch of links there. And so there's links to protocols. There's links to a file that I've been working on that I need to update that has some of the science behind various ingredients. There's a link to how to list yourself on our Spa Finder app that's on the website. So that's where that kind of information is. Now, if you do not have a wholesale account with us yet, you won't have access to that. The only thing you would really have access to when you get on the website is you'll see the retail products. You'll be able to see some of the wholesale products, but you won't be able to link in to get the information about those. They're just displayed as basically a photo at the top of the page to give you an idea of what we have. And then on every page of the website and every product page is a link to a Google Doc that has our full ingredients list, including all of the professional products. So if you are you're new to Dawn Lorraine, you're just checking out the brand, you're curious, I would start there. There's not much on the YouTube. Someone asked about the YouTube. I started YouTube. I'm not a big YouTuber. I might just eliminate the YouTube. I haven't decided, just because I'm so busy. I don't have time to create videos. I popped on there and did a few things. And honestly, I want to keep as much of our training material and focus on the website, so it's all in one place and you guys don't have to go hunting to a bunch of different places to try to find it. It's all there for you. So definitely let me know if that answered your question. I do want to cover one more thing there. If you order through Esthetician Connection, when we do our promotions with them, there's always a link to the protocol for that particular focus or facial we came up with, or bundles that include peels, etc. You will have that available to you. And if you miss that, you can always just, pop me an email and I can send it out to you. Okay, a couple more questions. Also, let me know if this format is working. I do want to know that. So one question is, with Dawn Lorraine products being organic, can you please tell me if you have any allergic reactions to any clients, or what's the statistics on that? Great question. So first of all, I don't have statistics. Maybe I should have those, but I don't. What I will say is that clients can be allergic or sensitive to just about anything. Because something's organic does not mean they're going to be allergic or sensitive. I'm a great example. I have a life-threatening allergic reaction to nuts, tree nuts. Those are natural. That's why that all of our products now list whether they are nut oil-free or not. But we do have a few products that are designed more for your super sensitive skin clients. And so that would be for example, our Aloe Blossom Soothing Mist, our Oasis Serum, our Pure Pro Enzyme, which is a professional product, and our Sea Mineral Soothing Mask are really good go-tos with clients who tend to be allergic or sensitive. What I recommend is anytime you have a client that tends to lean that way is always to test products on them. What I do with clients when I have someone like that too is I do not sell them any products in their first session. I send them home with testers or trial sizes so that they're not investing money in something that they might be allergic or reactive to. I'm paying very close attention when I'm working with them. Most of our products do have scent in them. They are natural scents. They are scents that I can tolerate, but that doesn't mean they're going to work for everyone. And so I love to support other people in our industry. And I will say that if you have a lot of clients who are those allergic type, sensitive, or maybe they're sensitive because they are going through chemotherapy or they have an immune system issue, I do recommend Hale and Hush as a companion product to our line for those clients, because that really is their specialty, is that kind of client. As far as our line, you're just going to have to experiment, because people can be very sensitive to even natural ingredients and even natural fragrances. So I hope that answered your question. I'm sorry I don't have statistics. Okay. And make sure you put in the post if that answered or if you have further. So next question. I love you guys. These are great questions. Can you go over your lightning products in more depth and when and for whom they work best for both pro treatments and home care retail products? Also, which are best for acne? Okay, this is a lot to cover and this is great. So our lightning products are primarily our Lemon Lightning Serum, our lemongrass enzyme cream, which is an award-winning cream. Those are retail. Products that also support working with that kind of client are the Tangerine Toning Mist, the Green Tea Balancing Cream, which uses turmeric, the Citrus Radiance Cream, and then also a way to work with lightning with clients that I particularly love that's non-sun sensitizing is using berries. So our Luscious Berry Fruit Oil Serum and our Wild Berry Nutrient Cream are loaded with berries, which are naturally high in ellagic acid, which is a lightening agent that is not as sensitizing, and also those ingredients are not going to make people sun sensitive. They're a little safer on your higher Fitzpatrick's. And then for professional products, kind of our go-to for those two are the lemon pumpkin peel and the lemon acai lightening mask. But both of those do have a lot of lemon in them, hence lemon in the name. And those can be challenging to work with, again, for your darker mixed skin types, your higher Fitzpatrick types. And so for those clients, I tend to, again, I use the go-to of products that have a lot of turmeric in them, products that have a lot of berries in them. And then you can also approach it with vitamin C. Some of it is going to depend a little bit on where you are with that client. Are you at the beginning of working with them? Have you worked with them for a long time? Are they coming to you because they have post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation because of overuse of products? Or have they had a lifetime of sun exposure? There are a lot of different elements that are going to help you decide how you're going to work with that client and which products you're going to choose. So if you are focusing on lightening with clients, I do recommend getting as much training as you possibly can in evaluating the different skin types, really working with those clients very carefully in evaluating, you know, their genetics come into play, their lifestyle comes into play. The other products they're using come into play, medications come into play. There's so many different factors there. And so this is where it becomes super important for all of us as estheticians to really be educated. So how I'm going to approach a client who, say, for example, is someone my age, almost 60, spent most of their life out in the sun, has tremendous amounts of sun damage, and I'm not going to keep them out of the sun. That's their lifestyle. I'm not going to put them on my lemon products because those are going to make their skin more sun sensitive. I'm not going to put them on alpha hydroxys. I'm not going to do a lot of peeling. I'm going to work more with our intensive antioxidant products and vitamin C. So the luscious berry serum, the wild berry. In terms of professional, I'm going to go milder on peels. I'm not going to go aggressive. So I'm going to work probably with our Pure Pro enzyme, the honey nectar peel. And I'm not going to use our lemon acai as their finishing mask. I'm going to use our super berry because it's loaded with berries, has cocoa in it. It's delivering nutrients into the skin that help combat lightening and also support the skin against sun damage. Very different than if I have someone who has a mix of acne and lightening issues, or scarring and lightening issues. God, there's so many. God, I can't talk. Post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. I got it out there. It's going to be different. So what I would say, this is Amy, really get when you go to the trade shows online, search for education and really determining which ingredients you want to choose for those kind of clients. Okay, and then the other part of that question was, which are best for acne? So our go-to for retail for acne would be depending on whether they are a sensitive acne client or not, would be the for cleanser, fresh citrus cleansing gel, has enzymes in it, lots of vitamin C, fruit acid cleansing scrub. Be careful with those clients not to have them overdo it though. Tangerine toning mist. For them, I usually will do the lemon serum or the vitamin C serum. And then our green tea balancing cream and grapefruit clearing cream are the go-to for that kind of client for retail. For professional in the treatment room, my go-to for that, for most of my acne clients, is I usually will start with the honey nectar peel, and then our spearmint camphor clearing mask is absolutely the go-to for that client. The other peel that I will often use, there's two. When I'm just starting with a client, and we all know this, I used to have really bad acne. Acne clients overdo their skin. They're desperate to get rid of their acne. And they often, by the time they get to us, they have a lot of barrier damage, a lot of sensitivity. They are often dehydrated. So a lot of times when I first start working with them, I will work with the Pure Pro enzyme peel. And I might even go as mild as the sea mineral soothing mask, or mix some of that with the spearmint camphor, and then I work them up. And maybe over time, I might be working with them with the lemon pumpkin peel. Again, depends so much on your client, your individual client. What products are they using? What's the condition of their skin? What is their skin type? They might not be an oily skin type. They might actually be a dry skin type and they have really bad barrier damage. You're going to approach that client very differently than, for example, a young male acne client. Very different skin. I hope that answered that. Please put in the chat if I missed anything or you have further questions. Someone says here, thank you for clarifying. I'm still a little intimidated on using the lemon lightening serum and lemongrass cream versus the citrus C. That's fine. I mean, the thing is, you're not going to hurt someone if you're starting them with a milder product. You might even be benefiting them. And this again might be where you really want to do some more study on ingredients and how to evaluate those clients really well so that you build your confidence in working with them. For me, I've been in the industry so long, it's really kind of intuitive. In fact, when I first realized I was going to be selling this brand to professionals, I had a little bit of a freak out because I thought, what I do is so intuitive in the facial room. How am I ever going to teach that? And you get to that after working with a lot of clients and taking a lot of classes and study. So I think it's normal also with a new product line to feel intimidated or a new product you haven't worked with. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you want to go mild and be on the safe side to start out, all the power to you. In fact, a lot of estheticians use our peels over chemical peels because they have that concern and hesitation. Okay, let's see. More questions. Clients ask me the level of vitamin C in lemon lightening serum to not have both serums. What would be your answer to that? Oh, that's a great question. So the vitamin C serum is a more concentrated C serum. The lemon serum has ingredients in it that are specifically to target different types of pigmentation in the skin. So they do different things, not that they can't be used on the same client. I do use them a lot on the same client. And so what I would say is if you have a client that's hesitant to try two serums, I mean, we all have that, right? We don't want anyone pushing anything on us. You know, we might, until we've built enough trust with someone, might think, oh, they're just trying to make another buck on me. Or maybe they're like, I just don't have time. You know, I have 3 kids and work a full-time job. Whatever the hesitation is, I will usually start the person with just the one that I think is most important for them at that time. And then over time, introduce the second serum. You know, this is really a matter of relationship. Our industry is very much as it's about skincare. Oh, it looks like, I'm sorry, I have some people in the waiting room. Hold on a second. Let me let those people get in. I didn't see them. I apologize to you that we're waiting. I'm not quite sure how long you were in there. So, and to those who are new, the question I'm covering right now is, you know, how do you deal with people not wanting to have 2 serums, the vitamin C and lemon serum specifically? Yes, ideally, we want them using both. I use all of them almost every day. But we're going to run into that with clients. So our relationship with that client is probably what's going to impact that most. Have you built enough respect and appreciation and friendship and professional authority with that client that when you say, I really think you need both these, they'll do it. I mean, my clients, they just, they do what I tell them, but they've been with me forever. If you're trying for yourself to determine the difference, so say you have a client and you're thinking, I'm not sure if I should use the lemon serum or the C serum with them. What I first said, the focus of those 2 products is different. The lemon serum is formulated specifically to target lightening, to address pigment. The vitamin C serum does address pigment, but it's not specifically focused on that. It is focused on delivering a high amount of vitamin C from different ingredients into the skin. So the focus of them is slightly different. Now, you might want to do that for many different reasons. You might be working on an acne client, and you're working to heal their skin. You may have what I call my sun baby client. They have a lot of sun damage, but I'm not going to keep them out of the sun. And I know they're not going to be really good about the sunscreen. So I'm going to put them on the vitamin C serum, even though maybe ideally the lemon would be good for them, but because of their lifestyle, it's just not going to work. So I hope that answered. I know that was a long answer right there. I hope that answered your question. For those of you that just joined us, I'm so sorry I didn't see you were in the waiting area, so I apologize if you were waiting a while. What we're doing is if you have a question, I'm having you put it in the chat box so I can respond to them directly, and that way we don't have the Zoom interruptions of people coming on the screen, and a few times I've had the whole thing drop off during that. I'm trying a different thing than what we've done in the past. I especially want feedback from those of you that were with us last year when we were doing a lot of Zoom, and let me know what you think about that. So to ask a question, just go into the chat box and you can enter it there. I have it set right now so that the questions only come to me as the host. And that way too, if you're a little shy about being public with it, it's just coming to me. Other people aren't seeing it. Looking to see who else. Other questions here. I'm scrolling down. Okay, right now I'm not seeing any other questions, so please, don't hesitate. Today really is just an open format because we haven't gotten together in so long. For some of you that just came in, I'll just let you know that we're going to be doing these every month. Usually I will have a topic and a focus, like I might focus on moisturizers or peels or lightening or acne. And they'll be on the first Monday of every month, except when there's a holiday. And when there's a holiday, I will either reschedule it for the Wednesday during that week or the following Monday. So someone just asked, what are some upcoming topics we can look forward to? So I'll be honest, I haven't sat down and created a schedule for that yet. I would love if all of you would give me feedback on what you would like to hear about. You have, those of you that have access to the website, you know what's up there now. Some of it's really old and I probably just need to take it down. But are there topics that we haven't covered that you would really love me to cover? I will usually, I'll probably start out kind of doing a review on some things and then also talking about how things might change over the next year because of all the ingredient issues we've run into. But I'd also love to hear from you. What are focuses you would like me to do? Is there something different than the standard? Obviously, lightening is a big one in our industry. Anti-aging, acne is another big one. Summer, usually in the summer months, I'll do something on summer skincare. In the winter, I'll do something on winter. I think that answered that. Did that answer? I hope it did. Okay, let me look here. And feel free to put those in the chat too if you have ideas. Okay, so what is the easiest way to order from you? Is there a special after this class? Oh, okay. The easiest way to order is you want to make sure you get your wholesale account set up with us. If you're not sure yet if you want to do a wholesale account with us, you can take advantage of Esthetician Connection promos. We have we're an elite member with them and we're participating in all of their promotions, and they verify that you're an esthetician and we can sell to you. And that's a good way if you're like, oh, I don't know yet if I want to open a wholesale account, you can do that. But it's really easy to open a wholesale account. You just need to have your proof that you can legally practice skincare, whether that's aesthetics license, cosmetology license. In some states, it also includes acupuncturists and chiropractors. Of course, it includes MDs. They're always allowed to practice skincare. And then your resale certificate. And that is because the state of California requires that we have that on file. And because we're only 45 minutes from the state capitol, we do get inspected. I think it's just an excuse to come up to where we live because it's so beautiful, but we do get inspected all the time. So I do need to have that. So you'll need to submit that. And then you have access to the wholesale end of the website with all of the back bar pricing, the wholesale pricing, et cetera. The other part of that question is there a special after this class? I'm not doing a special after this class because we are participating in Esthetician Connections special that starts today. And if you want to do something fun, get some great deals, go there because there's a sale that started today and it's running for 3 days. Okay, what else here? Best combination of products. I'm not sure if that's a suggestion for a upcoming class or if it's a question. So clarify that one for me, hun. Thanks. What do you use for anti-aging protocol products? So we do have an anti-aging protocol. It's our Affirming Contour Facial, and it features our products that are focused on anti-aging that include ingredients like DMAE and peptides for firming, reducing lines, etc. And particular products for anti-aging. So any of our cleansers are really good for anti-aging depending on how old the client is, what they're working on. All 3 have enzymes in them which work to dissolve and digest dead skin, which is usually clients love that because it gives that immediate glow. Our acai and DMAE firming mist is our go-to anti-aging toner. For serums, we have an award-winning product, the acai and DMAE firming serum, specifically focused for that kind of client. Our pomegranate lift cream, which was the first cream that I ever created. And we're actually going to be doing a giveaway on that cream soon. So keep your eye out for that on our social media. That is a cream formulated specifically for firming and anti-aging. It is a medium weight cream, so it's not super heavy or super light, so it can meet a wide range of skin types. That way, if you have someone who's more dry or more normal or leaning into combo, pretty much any of them can use that cream, and they may need to combine it with something else that they're using to target their specific skin type issues. For pro products in our Affirming Contour protocol, I'm talking so fast, I'm trying to get a lot in here for you, can you tell? Is our blueberry cream peel, which has got a lot of firming, instant firming ingredients in it. And then our pomegranate firming mask. I'm trying to remember the name of my own products. Isn't that funny? That is our, so those 2 combined create a nice instant firming impact on the skin, and that's your go-to for that. Okay, I hope that answered that question. Okay, so you were clarifying, yes, that was a suggestion for upcoming teachings. Maybe shoot me an email on that because I'm still not sure exactly what you're asking. So shoot me an email on that one, what you really mean by that. That would be great. And all of you, if you have suggestions for topics to cover, please email me on those. Okay, how does that resale requirement work? I'd like to order or start. Okay, so I know there's some new people here that maybe they're not wholesale yet. So go to the website. Under wholesale, there's a link that says open account, and it has the instructions there to follow. The resale requirement is whatever your state issues to you, proving that you are charging sales tax. That's what California is after. So we have a whole list on there of what not to send me. People still send it. I'm not sure why. I think we're so overloaded with information that we don't read it. But so it's whatever your state issues. And it's really, and if you're in a state that doesn't collect sales tax, just include that in your email when you submit your aesthetics license or whatever your skincare license is. So I hope I've answered that question. What would you recommend for acne scarring? Great question. So this is a process, first of all. Most important, what I recommend above anything else is that you really communicate very clearly with your client that to heal and reverse scarring from acne is going to take time and working together. So a lot of people know my story, but some of you may not. I had really bad acne in my late teens, early 20s. I had cystic acne that was so severe that I didn't go to my prom because that week I had gone over to a girlfriend's and tried some makeup, and I had put makeup on my eyebrows and my entire eyebrows broke out in huge cysts, and I looked scary. And so I didn't go. So I struggled for a long time with acne and then had a lot of scarring. And I reversed my scarring primarily doing, at first, before I became Miss Organic in my business, as well as my personal life, I did a lot of microdermabrasion and I did some chemical peels, but I didn't understand then that I had really sensitive skin. And so a lot of that aggravated and made me break out more. It wasn't until I really addressed the barrier damage that I had done to my skin and the sensitivity in my skin and reducing inflammation that I was then able to work to reverse scarring. And so what I recommend there is a lot of vitamin C, a lot of focus on healing the skin. And then once the skin is in really good condition, you've got the acne under control, you've got the inflammation under control, your client is no longer breaking out from everything, that's when you focus on reversing scarring. And I usually will do a combination of, if you have it, microdermabrasion, some kind of physical, that one is excellent. But if you're not a machine person, then working with mild peels that you build up to stronger peels and a ton of vitamin C. Like I just load them with vitamin C, both topically and in their diet. So I hope that answered that. Okay, so next question is Dawn Lorraine, professional steps for eye firming. Oh my goodness, this one's a hard one for me because I have super puffy eyes because I'm allergic to everything. So I have most of my, in terms of retail, I have most of my clients on both of our eye products because they work a little differently. The gel is more designed for reducing puffiness while it does have some firming ingredients in it. The Eye Lift Rejuvenator is really more for lines and firming, and it's a cream. So I find for me that I don't like the feeling of the eye gel under makeup. So I use the eye gel first thing in the morning. I keep it in my refrigerator. And then I use the eye cream under makeup. You're not going to get every client to use both. So you really have to just pick one of the two depending on your client's skin type. Obviously, your oily clients, combination, people that tend to break out, the gel is going to be better for them. People who are more dry, combination, are really going to prefer the cream, and they're both excellent products. In terms of in the facial room, we don't have an eye protocol. You just gave me an idea. Someone asked earlier about a new protocol. That's really one we should have, is an eye treatment protocol, and we don't. So thank you. What I have typically done with my clients for that is I kind of do like a mini version of the Affirming Contour Facial, where I use those products around the eyes. And I do a lot of work with those, what are they called? The magic globes. So I use, oh crap, I'm completely spacing on that. If someone would throw it in the chat, the little handheld device that Gada, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing her name right, sells. MB, I forget what it's called. My Skin Buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Someone just threw it in there. So I use the My Skin Buddy on those clients around the eye area. If you have another tool, you can use that. And I use the products that are in the Affirming Contour protocol, but then I do a lot of generous work with the cold globes and the My Skin Buddy using the eye gel and the eye cream to firm. So I hope that Okay, someone just posted, I use Pure Pro and massage gently, then Irish Moss followed with eye gel. That's a great, I like that. I'm gonna have to come up with an eye protocol, so I will work on that. That's on my list of to do. Thank you. Great question and great suggestions. Thanks for popping in there with the name of that. I love her and I love that thing and I couldn't remember the name of it. Any more questions here? We're gonna shoot for ending around 11 to respect people's time. So let me know what other questions you have. If there's something really important you feel like I need to cover, how you feel about this new format of me having you put the questions in the chat rather than the live of people popping in and having kind of the visual disruption of that, and then also just the clunkiness of it. Let me know what you think about that. And as we celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the brand, I'm also going to put out a call. I want to ask any of you that love to do videos, if you wouldn't mind doing a short video clip of what you love about the Dawn Lorraine brand, or maybe your favorite product or protocol or whatever. And we're going to start posting those on social media, and I want to put them up on YouTube. And I'm going to be having a contest. So if you really want to get creative, you'll hear more about that. Okay, so someone put in, oh, it's just a thank you. Okay, it's not another question. Anyone have any other questions? I know we covered a lot and I'm talking really fast to try to cram it into a short amount of time. I don't usually talk this fast. I'm usually a little more chill. I'm not seeing anything. Let me just make sure I covered everyone's questions, make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm scrolling down. I don't know. I don't think you guys see, the chat box is almost up in front of my face. I don't know what it looks like to you. I like the questions in the chat. Okay, great. Vitamin C. Oh, okay. Oh, so vitamin C internally for acne. So a couple things on that question. One is, we are not dietitians or nutritionists unless we're certified in that. I have a really basic certification in nutrition I got like 30 years ago, and then I've studied a lot of advanced nutrition, but I'm not a practicing nutritionist. So we do want to be aware of staying within our scope of practice. That said, we all know that nutrition plays a huge role in the skin, and especially vitamin C. And so in terms of vitamin C internally, oh, you are a nutritionist, great. So wow, so it's a complicated question to answer. A lot of it depends on the client's diet. What kind of diet are they doing? Are they vegan? Are they keto? Are they carnivore? Are they standard American diet? Because that's going to impact how much vitamin C they actually need. Some diets do have a higher call for vitamin C. So example, if someone's, doing carnivore, or someone has just a really poor diet. Someone who is a vegetarian or a vegan may be consuming plenty of vitamin C. I like personally to get our nutrients through food as much as possible. So your foods that are really high in vitamin C is where I would go to first. Really evaluate their diet. And if you're a nutritionist already, then you know how to do that. But in terms of making a recommendation for supplementation, it's going to be so individual to their client, that client. I have heard recommendations of anywhere from 1,000 to 4,000 milligrams a day. As you get higher in those milligrams, though, you can really create some gut unhappiness. So it also has to be, what can that client tolerate? Which is why best if they can get it in foods, ideally ones that aren't too high in sugar though. So I wouldn't say go drink a bunch of orange juice because it's super high in sugar. It doesn't contain fiber. It creates other problems. But I might tell them to eat a lot of blueberries, or, find out what their favorite food is that's high in vitamin C, and then just encourage them to get it in their diet as much as possible. And then if they're not doing that, Then you can look at, okay, let's supplement here to support what you're doing. And again, it's going to depend so much on that individual client, their lifestyle, their diet, and what they're eating. So I hope that answered that really well. Again, that's getting into a topic that's not specific to estheticians, but we all know that it impacts our clients. And I recommend, if it's a topic you're really interested in, get some training in that. I'm looking at some advanced trainings right now, and the one that I'm probably leaning towards is precision nutrition, because it doesn't have a particular ideological bent and it seems to really cover the full spectrum. So whether you have a particular interest in an area, you're going to learn about all of them, whereas some of what's out there really only teaches an ideology. So so that was a little bit off topic. Any other questions? We're right at 11 o'clock. I want to make sure to respect people's time, but I also want to make sure I covered everything that you feel like you wanted me to cover today. And thank you all so much for being here. You know, one of the reasons we stopped doing, oh, it looks like I have someone who just came in at the last minute here. One of the reasons why I took a break from the Zooms is because everybody was just so burnt. I think I was like Zoom overload. I was just like, I don't want to do any more Zooms. But it's still the way that we're doing a lot of this, because there's issues still around the country. So let me just do a really quick recap of what I covered at the beginning. If any of you want to check out now because you already heard that, you can, but I know a lot of people ended up coming in a little bit late. So I just wanted to cover really quickly that this is our 10-year anniversary celebration. So there's going to be a lot of focus on that over the next year. So keep an eye out on our social media, especially, and your email for that. A big focus is work-life balance. How can we have the balance of running a business, being an esthetician, and also maintain our personal, physical, and mental health? And for me, that includes, you know, spiritual, emotional as well. We're going to be doing a lot of giveaways. Keep an eye out for that. And if you're wondering why I'm looking down, I have a list here so I don't forget. We are going to be at 4 trade shows this year. We will be at Vegas. We'll be in San Jose, the Face and Body Show. We'll be in Florida in West Palm Beach at the IECSC show. And then we'll be at Oregon, in Portland, the Oregon Aesthetics Show. That's a really small show. If you don't know about it, definitely check it out. We're going to be doing these monthly. First Monday of every month, you will get emails about it, unless it's a holiday, and then it'll be rescheduled either for that same week on Wednesday or the following Monday, really depending on my schedule. And then please send your ideas to me. Best way to find me is email. Please don't message me on Facebook or Instagram. I just don't have the time to monitor those. We get so many messages. I mean, I get 2,000 emails a week. It's crazy. But the email is the thing I'm the most on top of, because I have so many interactions going on with, you know, our suppliers, etc. Also, as I mentioned, I am going to, at some point this year, I haven't figured out when, figuring out the schedule, I'm going to be having a fun contest on video. So I really want you to submit video clips on what you love about Dawn Lorraine, and you can get as creative and fun as you want, or as simple as you want. But please send those to me. And then also check out Lip Gloss and Aftershave's article. They have a blog article up right now about our brand celebrating our 10-year. It's beautiful. I love working with them. They're so fabulous. They wrote this beautiful blog about us, and you want to share that with your clients, or just read it yourself if you're kind of checking us out and you don't have Dawn Lorraine brand clients yet. And then lastly, again, and I just have to plug, I really want to win Best Organic Brand this year with Associated Skincare Professionals. It was a complete shock to me the first year when I think we had runner-up for Best Indie, and then the following year we won Best Indie, which I almost fell on the floor because I didn't even think we were that well known, and people have to write it in. And then last year we came in second place for organic. And I just really want that organic first place, but I'll take indie again, but just please vote and vote for other people that you love in the industry as well. Okay, I'm just gonna look really quick, see if there's any other questions. What is the nutrition class? I'm not in an official class right now. I probably watch 2 or 3 medical lectures a week on nutrition. I follow a lot of people on nutrition. I'm weighing out which of the advanced classes I want to take, and I'm leaning towards precision nutrition right now. That's just the one I'm leaning towards, kind of checking out what's out there. Okay, okay, you guys, I don't think there's anything else. If you have a question that didn't get covered, save it for when I see you again, or send me an email. I love connecting with all of you. It's so fun to have you all on board. I'm seeing some names I don't recognize. I'm seeing a lot of you that have been with us for a long time. Take care of yourselves out there. We're going through very challenging times, but even in challenging times, this industry is amazing, and I love connecting with all of you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. I think that's it. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to log off now, and have a beautiful, radiant, happy, healthy day.